Yeah, it's just great to have you here. And of course, we were on the court yesterday for the first day, and going through transforming the practice court, mental toughness, combining those ideas of how to train players mentally tough, emotionally and mentally, in a practical way in practice. And so the discussions just have been around transforming the practice court in a way that mimics and looks more like what a player will experience in match play, and not just focusing most of the effort on the technical part of the swing, although makes up that's a part of playing the game, being technically sound in form and function. But how does that look? How do you arrange a practice court so that the player's familiar with why that technique should maintain its stability throughout a point?
Can I go back in time? Can I jump in
let's do that.
my time machine? Because I think part of the problem at the moment and the challenge we're facing, and at the same time, what's really exciting about now, when I come here and I see what you've been doing on Transform the Practice Court and the way the children are responding to that, what I'm really excited about is that there's something new back on the agenda. Okay, so let's look at what's been happening the last 20 years in coaching and in sport in general. There's been a big emphasis on the physical side, and by that I mean movement, fitness, and so on. That's what's been happening. And yeah, so we've got kids and we've got players who are fitter and they're stronger, they're faster. Also, there's been the emphasis on the technical side, and that's meant that coaches have got a lot of knowledge on how we hit the ball. What we're missing though is really the kind of cultural context, okay, where all this is kind of taking place. So for example, this idea of competing and winning hasn't been addressed for decades, okay? Now we can say that that's because of political correctness and so on. But globally, we've seen a shift towards, going to the gym, being physical, and doing this kind of activity for the kids. It's activity for its own sake. So there's been an emphasis on health, okay, individual health. And you can see this when a parent describes their child and what they're doing with the tennis. They'll say, look, he's fit, he can do all the shots, but put him into a game, and so he's not going to be able to compete. He can't do it, right? They fall apart. And this trend, it goes right across the board, whether you're in the UK, whether you're in the US, and I've just been to China, very similar trends here. And people see it, particularly parents and coaches to some extent, as a psychological problem, right? As a individual psychological. So they say, oh, we need to look at the psychologist and talk to him and all that kind of thing. And because of that, we were in a situation now where the kids are fitter, stronger, technically very capable. They're much better. You watch the way they strike the ball and how they hit it. It's much better than it ever was. Put them in a match, they are incomparably worse as competitors than they were 20 years ago. They don't know how to do it. We haven't given them the knowledge. That is a cultural thing. Look, I can sit here all day with you, and I'd love to. In fact, I've written a book about it, so we can leave that aside. But this non-competitive approach to sport sets the scene. So when I come and see what you're doing, and I saw it yesterday, what is radically different, and I mean revolutionary, is you are starting from the competitive, from the point, from the tactical. Okay, that's what we always used to do. Okay, the technical and the physical are then built around the tactical. Now that has had a big impact from what I saw with the children on the program yesterday, on the TPC program. So what you have is they have this shared idea of what competition is. Now that's the difference, right? So then it says to me, look, this isn't individual. This isn't psychological. Individuals having psychological problems and they need to go and see a shrink or do whatever that was. It proves to me that the mental toughness is actually social. Okay, so it is a team thing, built much more on this shared idea of competition. So what we don't have are the breakdowns during the point. They're not there. So you're watching that. So they're playing loads of points. They are able to cope with it because there's a shared understanding of what you do as a competitor.